Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today is Neon Dynasty Day, and we're going to be jumping into my favourite format to celebrate it, and fortunately for Neon Dynasty, this deck is going to use quite a lot of cards from the set. We're going to be playing some 5-colour shrines today, including all of the new shrines from Neon Dynasty. So, if I go shrine here, it will separate them out. We now have a grand total of... how many do we have now? 16 shrines in Magic the Gathering Arena, and in Magic the Gathering in general, I think, because we've got them all, as far as I'm aware, across Magic's history. So the newest thing from Neon Dynasty is we get these uncommon creatures which have the shrine type to them as well. So we've got Goshintai of Lost Wisdom, Goshintai of Boundless Vigor, Ancient Wars, we've got Shared Purpose, there's another one, Hidden Cruelty, and I swear there's another one, right? Is that them all? That might be them all. Anyway, those are all our new shrines, and honestly, from my experience, they don't really do anything more to the deck that it was already doing. For example, the Lost Wisdom does milling. We don't really mill our opponent to death. The Shintai of Boundless Vigor, I think, is one that will do some amount of work here. It's a 2-mana 1/1 trample. Beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. That's the basic text of all of these Go Shintai shrines. You pay 1 whenever you do. You put a 1/1 counter on target shrine for each shrine you control. So you can make a big old creature with it, or a big old target on a shrine's head. You got the Go Shintai of Ancient Wars, 3-mana 2/2 with First Strike. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. When you do, it deals X damage to target player or planeswalker, where X is the number of shrines you control. So it basically does what Honden of Infinite Rage and the Sanctum of Shattered Heights already did, which is kill your opponent. Actually, no, the Shattered Heights doesn't kill your opponent. It's only creature and planeswalker. But Infinite Rage basically tackles that particular win con. Same thing kind of for Sanctum of Stonefangs as well. This is a drain win con. So Shintai is just an extra way of winning the game, I guess, which makes it probably like one of the best Go Shintai shrines. Go Shintai of Shared Purpose, 4-mana 1/3 with Vigilance. You can make 1/1s for each shrine you control. Sound familiar? It certainly does. Then we've got the Hidden Cruelty. This one's kind of like a unique effect for shrines, I guess, sort of, but not really. When you destroy target creature with toughness X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control, so toughness creatures you can kill, which is basically what Shattered Heights was doing. And yeah, that's the new ones, I guess. I think I covered them all. Let me just double check. It was Go Shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, got them all. Alright, I'm not losing my mind. But yeah, those are the new shrines, and we've shoved it into an enchantment deck as well. So the whole idea is we're going to be trying to get out Sanctum of All, a 5-mana legendary enchantment shrine. Being in your upkeep, you may search your library or graveyard for a shrine and put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. And then if you've got 6 or more shrines, so this is kind of the upside of having these Go Shintais in your deck, if you have 6 or more shrines, their abilities trigger an additional time, which is cool. You get 2 effects, so twice the amount of card draw with Honden of Seeing Winds, or twice the amount of creatures with Honden of Life's Web. Got plenty of ways to get this into our hand and then into play. We got Idyllic Tutor, Moon Blessed Cleric. This one puts the card on top of your library. Search for Glory searches for legendary cards, which the Sanctum of All certainly is. You can also get a land and a saga with it as well, which is kind of nice. And then I think we've got another one in here, but I don't remember what it is. Oh yeah, Dig Up. There you go. Searches for a basic in the early game, or you can cleave it to Demonic Tutor for whatever you like. You can also cheat it into play with Fires of Invention, and we've got the Kamiwa as well. I guess we'll talk about the Kamiwa, because it's a new card. 5 colours and 1. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls, so it's basically Elspeth Conquers Death. Then you get to return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and then each opponent discards a card. So it's kind of like Ashiok's -3. I'm basically referencing good cards that are playable in this format with the chapters here. And then you get to exile the Saga and bring it back as Okagachi Made Manifest, which is a 6/6 with flying and trample that is all colours. And when it attacks, defending player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard, and you return that card to your hand. So basically you draw a card when it attacks, and Okagachi gets +X +0, where X is the mana value of that card. Notably, it cannot your opponent cannot give you lands, so they have to give you playables of some variety anyway. So it's a pretty cool card. If you flip it back over to its other side, then you get to do your Kami Wars nonsense all over again, which is kind of okay. You'd probably prefer the Kami War side to the Okagachi, honestly, most times, but there you go. We got a lot of sweepers in here with Wrath of God, Settler Wreckage, Day of Judgment, Deafening Clarion. Something I found out is this deck gets paired against aggro quite a fair bit, so having a lot of board wipes is quite good. We have a new board wipe, actually, the one that will probably see a lot of play in Brawl going forward. 6 mana sorcery. You get to choose one or more, so you can either exile all artifacts, all creatures, all enchantments, or all graveyards, and any combination of those four to see fit. So we'll never... We'll probably never select exile all enchantments, but everything else is pretty much fair game. So, you know, there is that. I think that's about it, really, as far as talking about this deck's concerned. I guess we could talk about our commander. I picked this one mostly because it's new, for a start. It's a 5-color commander. You can flash it in and give a permanent indestructible. So once the Sanctum of All is in play, you can flash in Kyodai to give the Sanctum of All indestructible. This might be the first time I've ever talked about the deck before the commander. So you can flash it in. It's because it's not important, basically. And then for 5 Wooburg mana, you can get +5/+5 until the end of the turn for it. It's kind of good. But as I said, I picked this guy mostly because the other 5-color commanders are kind of high tier, and I was hoping that I could dodge the best decks in the format, because if you pick something like a Seeker or you pick Golos, you're going to go into against the tier 1 decks. Same thing for kind of like Niv Mizzet Reborn. So by picking Kyodai, I'm hoping the deck strength matchmaker will look at this card and think, oh, that's bad, and put me against bad commanders, which it sort of does. It puts you against balanced commander formats, which is good. So maybe it's worth trying with like Golos or a Seeker. But I wasn't willing to try it because this was my first play with it, and it worked. It was pretty good. It was fine. All of those combined. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a great deal, especially during set releases. Appreciate it a lot. We'll be back again with some more Magic the Gathering content, but until then, hopefully you guys enjoy today's video. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty, we're in, and we've got our game-winning card. We've got card draw and card draw, so yeah, we're keeping this. I have no idea what this guy is. We'll get to it in a second. We'll say hello, and then we'll play our tap land. Ishin 2 Heavens as 1. Mardu 3/4. If an attacking creature... Oh, if a creature attacking, it's the Panharmonicon for attacking. Cool. I don't really have the tech for this matchup, other than Sanctum coming down nice and early, I guess. That would be the dream. So yeah, whenever things attack, they trigger twice with Ishin out. Well, Search for Glory would be getting me Sanctum of All, but it doesn't need to do that anymore. You're a 3/3. I think I'm just going to play Enchantress's Presence. Or do I actually want to go Search for Glory? Because Search for Glory will get me blue mana, I guess. So I can get a legendary card. I think I've got the blue Sanctum in here. We're gonna do it anyway. Not the Blue Sanctum, the... Oh, you can get lands. You get snow lands. I was gonna say the Blue Legendary land here. But I think I'd rather get the island instead. Because the Legendary land can be discarded for value, so... that might be a thing we want to do. So let's hope our opponent doesn't have answers to Sanctum of All. Scorched Bit are doing its thing. Basri's actually got an attacking trigger shenanigan on his minus, but we've got Sanctum of All now, so now we can start doing our thing. So Ijano is the 4 damage for attacking creature. Oh good lord. So we can kill Ishin. We're going to search our library. Who do we want? Beginning of your end step. Destroy a creature with toughness X or less. Equal to shrines. I kind of want one of the end step ones. Although maybe the pre-combat main phase Sanctum for... mana might be better? It's hard to say. X damage to target player or planeswalker, which is equal to the shrines. We don't need that. I could just go for the life gain one. At that point, would I rather... I think I'd rather just get the green Honden that gives me stuff to do. Attacking or blocking equal to each legendary creature. I'm in danger, by the way. So I think I'm just going to go tapped. And just pass the turn, kill Ishin. I think that's the plan. Opponent is going to get to do some stuff here. Hopefully it's not hasty stuff. When it attacks, draw a card and lose one. Not ticking up on their Ishin, fantastic.
I trust in your ability.
So, 4 damage to you. I guess I could have played the Cold Steel Heart there. For some reason I didn't think I had the mana for it. Alright, so I want to get a Shrine, then I want to trigger Honden. So search my library for the, I think the life gain Honden at this point. Let's go Enchantress's Presence at some point. Go Satyr Enchanter first. Presence. Draw a card. Get Cultivate. And hopefully I've got enough blockers now to survive long enough for Honden of Cleansing Fire to gain me the life to stabilize. Tectonic Giant, yeah, that doesn't have haste, so I'm not too concerned about that. Gonna tick up on the Thief, alright. So, I mean, we can chump block, and trade here, because we know we're just gonna gain a lot of life and a lot of tokens, so I'm gonna search up for another one now. Library again. This time... I mean, I guess I could just go with Sanctum of Tranquil Light. That's gonna tap my opponent down. So any concerns about our opponent doing a thing are no longer a concern. And then we can go Roadside Reliquary, draw 2 cards, because this one's got draw a card if you control an artifact, which we do, and then draw a card if you control an enchantment, which we do. So we can draw 2 cards off of that land. This thing's going to be pretty powerful in this format. But yeah, Sanctum of All is a pretty powerful card. On to the next one. Ooh, Sarkhan Wanderer to Shiv. against a dragon. This hand appears to be functional. Forsaken Crossroads on white. Got the black for the Nightmare in Watery Grave. And then we got the green for Calyx as well. So, Turbo Slam that keeper right there. Good stuff. Sarkhan Wanderer to Shiv is our opponent's commander. 4 mana for Loyalty. I'm going to put this on white and Scry. Yes? Yes. For Loyalty, you can tick up for 1, and dragon cards in your hand perpetually gain. This costs 1 less to cast, and then they basically become colourless. You can also tick up for 1 to conjure a Shivan Dragon, and then -2 to deal 3 damage to target creature. That probably, hopefully, won't be happening very often, but yeah, not too bad. It's mono red dragons, so they're going to have to put a little bit of trash in their deck to make it function. That does not necessarily mean that there aren't some dragons worth killing, and Fearsome Whelp is definitely one of them. Want to slow our opponent down as much as possible, so hitting that will be nice. So I'm missing red, and I would like another white source for Day of Judgment, I guess. I think that's the plan. So definitely red. We've got the black. We want the white here. We've got blue. We've got green, yeah, so... on the off chance I want to Day of Judgment next turn, let's put the planes into play first. I pretty much doubt it'll be the case that we want to do that, but you never know. Alright, well, we get to go Calyx here, which is pretty nice. Short of our opponent having, like, hasty dragons. Ooh. I guess we're going Fires of Invention. Yeah, let's do Fires of Invention. And we'll play our mountain here. Our farmland's untapped anyway, so no reason to let our opponent that we know we have a land in hand. So 5 mana dragons. I'm assuming we're at that point now. And we're gonna go Sarkhan first. Fair. Ooh, our first legendary enchantment creature shrine. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 if you do destroy a creature with toughness X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control. It's bad right now. So let's tick up with Calyx and whiff completely, hitting all the lands. Cool. I mean, in which case... Am I just going to flash in Kyodai? Maybe? Flashing Kyodai have Seal Away, or do we really want to just go with the Goshin Tai? Probably want to go with the Goshin Tai, because it allows us to Seal Away anyway, so if anything goes towards Calyx, there are no Vigilant Dragons, so we shouldn't have any concerns there. Opponent can shock it away if they really care, or whatever they want to do. Honestly, it's just got a shrine creature type. That's essentially all I care about. So we can tick up Calyx to 7, and then the turn after we get to ultimate it. Not that that really does anything, but it's an option. For sure. So I imagine they're going to cost reduce with Sarkhan, because if one of those 4 cards isn't a dragon, I'll have to eat my shoe. There it is. Gonna go for the haste mode. We've got the answer to that. Nope. You could let them hit Calyx for 4, but there's almost certainly a burn spell in their hand that will deal the rest of the damage to kill him, so I think it's nice to just continue drawing cards or putting lands to the bottom. Puts a Shivan Dragon in their hand. We've got Sanctum of All, we can't cast it. We can play Fires of Invention to get it in, though. So let's tick up Calyx first. Ooh. The Kami War. Gotta take the Kami War. Play Fires of Invention. And play Sanctum of All. Yeah. I think our opponent sees the writing on the wall here. Essentially, we're going to start pumping out shrines every single turn. We got the Kami War that's going to hit either the Shivan Dragon they're going to play or the Sarkhan Wanderer to Shiv, and then make them start discarding. And then we've got a big old Dragon Spirit on the other side that will then start pinging our opponent. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Alright, on to the next one. Alrighty then, we go first. We have Overgrown Farmland as a white source for Swords to Plowshares. We've got Day of Judgment, which is nice, and then Hondan to draw some cards. I'm going to keep this one. I don't think I'm going to lead on the farmland. Is that true? I guess I could hit a Mana Dork. And our opponent's on Tazri, Beacon of Unity, another 5-color commander, but this one's more party-focused, and maybe I do expect my opponent to want to party a little bit. So it would be creature-focused, and swordsing a creature early would be nice. Maybe lets them commit into the Day of Judgment later, which I can't currently cast, so who knows. And it goes green source. Shatterskull Smashing's okay. Just gonna go another tap land and pass. Need a double red for that. Watery Grave for our opponent. Oh, they're also on Hondans. Fascinating, and they get there first. That's it's quite sad, isn't it? I'm gonna go with my Botanical Sanctum here, because I don't really want to bolt myself with Shatterskull Smashing. And as much as I want to play like Kyodai and be efficient there, it's really not going to do me much good. I'll get rid of that immediately. I'm not really concerned about it necessarily, but ooh, Binding. I'll save Binding for a little while. We're just going to get the Hondan of Seeing Winds first, so that we're drawing extra cards a turn. We can keep pinging us for 1. Yeah, I'm just interested in delaying the game as long as possible, so like I might even just hit Cold Steel Heart with Binding of the Old Gods next turn. Depending on my draw, of course. I am going to be drawing extra cards. And our opponent could throw out something very nasty here. I mean, if they go for Sanctum of All, then Binding the Old Gods is okay. Opponent passes the turn. Deal. I accept your terms. I'm going to go with Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest and play this Shatterskull Smashing tapped, because I don't think I'm going to have to use it anymore. Now we've got a lot of mana with the Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest kicking in. There's the Sanctum of All. I'm guessing they tried to untap or something, and it went horribly wrong. Well, I'm going to add green mana here, because I'm going to be going Binding the Old Gods almost immediately. Maybe I'll lead with Hondan first, because they might have like Pact to Negation. This is kind of a little bit of a let's look and see. They didn't take the bait. I hope this isn't Jwari's Disruption. That would really sting. Okay, Binding the Old Gods hits Sanctum. Opponent has Heroic Intervention. Alright, we are in danger. We're officially in danger. They get to tutor up, we get to draw 3 cards a turn. So I guess we're about even at the moment. Sanctum of Stone Fangs gets pinging. Yeah, that Heroic Intervention was quite brutal. Quite brutal indeed. There's Tazri. Alright. Let's gain some tokens. Draw some cards. Actually didn't draw anything. I might as well have just discarded to hand size. Okay. give me a trio. And I guess we'll go white here. So do you actually do anything? You don't really do anything. So let's cycle the Ketria Triumph. More lands. I'm cutting lands. I actually thought I'd cut too many lands when I was building this, but clearly not. This is just sad. We're going to... I kind of just want to like Prism Realm Tazri for the Scry. That's where we're at. That's what I'm feeling right now. I think it's a bad idea, but... yeah, let's pass the turn. So, ping me for 3, drain me for 3. It's actually ping me for 4, drain me for 4. So I'm going to die. I need a Sanctum of All Answers soon. I've got Kyodai to protect my Hundred of Seeing Winds, which is currently the only hope I have of winning the game. So what do you go for at this stage? Do you want to go for the other red Honden that can ping me equal to the Hondens? No, they're going to go for the card draw one. Makes sense. They can draw for answers to my answers. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to cut a land. I think it's just a little bit of variance, but I'm going to do it anyway. Makes more room for good cards. Honden of Knight's Reach. You know what? Discarding a card for each Sanctum, I don't really care. I've got plenty of lands. Who needs cards when all they are lands? Sanctum of Shattered Heights. Alright, yeah, I am in danger. Severely in danger. I am just going to go with the Kyodai here, because I can. Perhaps our opponent's like, I'm so far ahead, I'll just kill it. Alright. Draw 3. Better be good. Banishing Light. Is it too late, though? That's the next question we got to ask ourselves, because they can just ping me with the Sanctum here. Drain me here. So I'm dead to, like, this. I might actually just be dead to the double triggers as well. 6 or more shrines. So, yeah, they just shoot up a shrine and kill me. Unless I can gain life here, and I can't. So, yeah, that was fun. Next game. Damn, this Ishin guy is pretty much seemingly the only matchup we want to go against today. Well, we'll go with it. We shall go with it. So Ishin is Panharmonicon, double triggers, you know, for attacking. It's kind of cool. We will probably make a video on it at some point. I don't imagine I really... hello. Care to swords anything this turn. So we'll just go with the Temple Garden tapped. And then Godless Shrine tapped. And then next turn we get to go Dryad. Dryad off of, like, Cascade, play the Sanctum, hold up and plow. I don't imagine Honden of Cleansing Fire early is really all that necessary. So they shocked in to play Trespasser's Curse. So I need to make absolutely sure that is gone by the time I want to use my green Honden. Ping me for 1, hold up swords. Yeah, Trespasser's Curse is not a card I care about, as long as I play around it. I might not even have to play around it as well, because of the Honden of Cleansing Fire here. So they can get their commander out, and I'll tax it immediately. Sign in Blood for our opponent, okay. Alright, we got the Coast. I do want to go with Valakut's Awakening here. How much do I want to put back is undecided. I do kind of want to make my land drop, but at the same time I want to see more cards. So I'm just going to bet that one of the 4 cards is a land anyway, and put 2 of them back. Rude. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go with the Sanctum of Tranquil Light, and hit you for 2. Maybe they're waiting to haste Ishin out. My mana's just about fixed anyway. Smothering Tithe. Do I want to pay the 2? I think I will decline here. And we'll go with the Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest, so that we're producing an extra 2 mana. And then the Smothering Tithe will get paid for. So they get 1 usage out of it. I'm not particularly concerned about giving my opponent 1 treasure at this stage in the game. So we'll see what happens with that treasure, if anything. We've got an answer to just about anything they can do with it. Got 6, potentially 7 mana to play next turn. So that is Binding plus Maelstrom Pulse if we want it. There's Ishin. Alright. Well, I think we're going to Swords Ishin. See if they have a protection spell. They do not. And we got a Triome. So we're going to pay the 2. Sanctum ticks for green. And then I guess we're going to go Bind in the Old Gods. Hit the Smothering Tithe. Thank God I clicked on the right thing there. It covered it up for a moment. Alright, play a land. Hit you for 2. Gonna need a good card. Rather quickly. If the game wants to provide me one off the top, that'd be nice. How much does this cost? It's 2 cost reduction for each shrine you control. So it costs 5 just on its own. So it's cost 4 each. Ugh. Well, that's annoying. Imagine they'll leave me with the Tranquil Light and the Dryad. Is this even that good for our opponent? Like, they lose a treasure, I guess. I get to keep most of the stuff that's relevant. Like, just having Sanctums is alright. They've got to leave me with the Dryad. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm losing a ramp source, but I'm still ramping. With Bindings Chapter 2 here. Farewell. It's a card. It's a card. I think I don't see a red source, so let's take the one with the red in it here. Yeah, we'll pass with Kyodai open. You could potentially protect my Dryad if we need to. So yeah, we're both kind of like dirtling the crap out of this game right now. There's a Drana. Dice to Maelstrom Pulse. Just gonna play my Kyodai here. This is indestructible. Dig up. Hello. Haha. Defending player chooses a non-legendary creature. You don't have one. So I'm just gonna go get Sanctum of All. Thank you. And I guess swing for 2. I guess could have also... Ooh, opponent. Bad move. Unless you got board wipe, then I guess it makes sense. But I also don't care about the board wipe because I have Sanctum. My concern after Sanctum comes down is, can they answer Sanctum? So that would be sad. They could have answered Sanctum. They chose to despark my commander instead. That's a good sign for me. Although you know I'm playing Shrines, and you know I just tutored up a card you're not allowed to look at. So, take that as you will, I suppose. Alright. Well, we get the Sanctum. They get an attack trigger if it's relevant. They need a hasty creature here, or an enchantment or artifact that cares about attacking creatures, I guess. Dryad's done its job. If you want to kill it now, you absolutely can. Ooh, Electrodominance X5. Into burn down the house, making tokens. Alright. Well, I'm going to search my library. So the Honden of Life's Web is the one that we don't want to get. X damage to target player or planeswalker equal to the number of shrines. Destroy a creature equal to the number of shrines. We've got end step, mill. And then this one's end step counters. I think I just want like card draw. So we'll go with the expensive Honden. And then Meat Hook Massacre X4 seems reasonable. Boop. So a couple of ping triggers, a couple of life gain triggers. Got rid of their commander. And we're drawing at least 2 cards a turn now. Because I'm assuming if they had an enchantment removal spell, they'd go for Sanctum of All. So we get our draw step plus the Honden's draw. Opponent's got a Guardian Idol. Could hit artifacts and creatures now with Farewell. No real need to, though, honestly. Let's thin the deck. I'll just Maelstrom Pulsation and they'll probably concede. It doesn't really matter. Let's just grab a red sauce. Alright, search for a shrine. I'm going to get... Create a 1/1 spirit creature for each shrine. Cute. Let's just get all the card draw. So, upkeep 1, then we get the main phase 1. Every land in my deck. What is going on today? This is embarrassing, deck. What are you doing? At least this gives me a non-land. I know I can find one. Day of Judgment. Okay. Let's cycle Zagoth Triumph. They know I guess they know I'm sweeping the deck. And I'm drawing a million cards a turn. So, yeah. Okay. Pretty good. Efficient gets a good start off. It usually seems to want to get close to beating us, but if we draw all of our early game removal, which this deck has been slightly tweaked towards doing now, then this seems like a good matchup for us after that. All we have to do really is get the Sanctum of All down and work from there, and maybe just have a general mass of Hondens and Sanctums. Not finding too many occasions where I want to get the creature Sanctums, though. That is something I've noticed. The Sanctums and the Hondens, these ones from M21, and the what do they call them now? The anthologies seem to be the only ones I really want. That being said, there is like the red one that finishes the job quite quickly that you would probably use as a finisher. Our opponents never really let us get to the finisher point, so we never really see the creature Sanctum that can ping our opponent on end step. But oh well. On to the next one. Ooh, we're gonna see all the thingamajig commanders today. This hand functions, so we're gonna keep it. We got Kaito Shizuki. 3 mana. At the beginning of her end step, if Kaito entered the battlefield this turn, he phases out, so he no longer exists. Hang on. Ooh, Drew Sanctum. Lovely. Take that. You can tick up for 1, draw a card, then discard a card unless you attack this turn. -2 gives you a ninja that can't be blocked that allows you to do that. Then the -7 gives you an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature card and put it onto the battlefield. That's pretty nuts. That is pretty crazy. Well, this turn, it's just going to be Sanctum Weaver. See if we can pump out some stuff here. Now, tutors are looking kind of bad because the card that we want is already in play.
I won't let Kamigawa fail my family.
Didn't they just... Oh, no. I was going to say, didn't they just do it wrong? But no, they didn't. They're okay. X damage to target player or planeswalker. This is on end step, so... When do you get to attack this guy? I guess he only phases out once, so I get to attack him next. Let's go Dryad of the Elysian Grove, play the World Tree, pass the turn. So now I've got 5 colours of mana. Gets to slam the Sanctum next turn, hopefully. It is a blue-black deck, so counter spells look like a thing that will happen. Perhaps our opponent wants to try and remove my Dryad to mess up my mana base, perhaps. It's an option available to them. Yeah, I think this card would be kind of busted if every end step it phased out, but it's only the one when it enters. Arcane Signet. And 3 mana left, eyeing up my Dryad. Alright, looks like we're casting Sanctum this turn. Extremely good for us. I mean, if you're ever going to give me a turn to do this, now's the time. Can you not do that? Oh, we have no blue in our mana base. That's why. So Sanctum Weaver has to tap for blue here. I was going to say if I get... It wouldn't have mattered anyway, but if I could have played this with just my mana, then Sanctum Weaver would produce another one. Okay. Rude. So opponent's got a mono black way of dealing with my enchantments. Oh, thank God for that. Give it back, please. Opponent knows it's coming now, mind you. And I don't have a blue source unless I draw a land. And then the World Tree will make it happen. Uh-oh. I'm dead. That was a thing, alright. Yeah, okay. So the ult there thing, so now every unblockable creature that hits me will tutor up a black or blue creature, is that right? So the best black and blue creatures come out now. Hullbreaker Horror. And maybe the Jin-Kataxias that just came out. That seems like one that would be very annoying. Itrata. Alright, opponent's deck is sweet. My deck is bad. It cannot win unless it draws a board wipe here. And it didn't, so... Yep, GG, on to the next one. Alrighty, we're in. We have red mana for 5's Invention. Okay, that's good. And yeah, this hand functions. I think that's the important part. As long as it functions, we're all good. We can go fires into Moonblessed Cleric, and then after that, hopefully we've got a land. We can play Sanctum of All, something like that. We do have the Settle the Wilds as well that we can work with. So if I do like Settle the Wilds with 4 lands in play, I can get a 5-drop. And Sanctum of All is not the only 5-drop in my deck, but it's worth aiming for, I think. Especially considering we're probably just going to do it anyway. So So, Velomachus Lawhold, 7 mana 5/5 with Flying and Vigilance and Haste. Whenever Velomachus attacks, you look at the top 7 cards of your library, and then you get to cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than Velomachus' power, so probably 5 or less, without paying its mana cost, and the rest go on the bottom of your library in a random order. White being the colour of enchantment removal, might be in a little bit of trouble here. No, that's rude. Good job is we got the Settle the Wilds here. Ooh. I'm gonna go Cultivate. I need red, and I need white. Let's put the red into play. Because I want to go Fires, Settle the Wilds, and then play my land afterwards, I think. To try and get Sanctum of All. So let's go Fires of Invention. We get 1 free cast if our opponent does have another enchantment removal spell. I'd love them to fire it off on Sanctum. No, not Sanctum. Fires of Invention, so that they don't hit the Sanctum. Let's play that. That's the turn. It's now got Moonblessed Cleric into Sanctum, or Search for Glory into Sanctum. Opponent Chaos Warps a land into play. Okay. That's fine. My mana's fixed now anyway, because I have the World Tree. So there's no whiffing happening here. I kind of want to go Search for Glory for the Kami War, and then Moonblessed Cleric to put Sanctum on top. I think that sounds like fun. Just double checking to see if there's anything else I might care about. Yeah, I think I'll take the Kami War. And then Cleric gets Sanctum of All. Boop. Sit that bad boy on top. Play a tap land, say go. See if they can shuffle my library. The 1 mana off of Velomachus. Getting free hits here. Just gonna go Dragonfire. Totally fine. I'm not entirely sure how I want to tackle this turn. Do I want to hit Solemn with the Kami War, knowing full well that I can answer it and maybe I get an enchantment spell out of them? Yeah. I think because I can ECD the Velomachus, I'm going to Kami War the Solemn and get that ticking. And then tap land, say go. No Kyodai here to flash in. Alright, they did get their land, they get their Velomachus. Let's see what they can hit with it. They get 1 hit before it dies. They whiff. Rip. Actually, I can just make them discard it. Might do that, and then just play the Sanctum of All. Seal Away not too useful against Velomachus, unfortunately, because Vigilance. Alright, well there's Sanctum of All. Velomachus on the way. I'll flash in Kyodai and give Sanctum indestructible, I think. Let's see what they do first. They might have a disenchant effect. Dragon's Approach. Okay. Alright, take 5. And get Kyodai in. Get this indestructible. Search my library. There's nothing in my graveyard, right? Oh, just checking. What about Sanctum of Calm Waters, just to get my hand filled up? I think that works for me, yeah. Their Judgment's not a bad card. So we get Okagachi. We get to draw. Get Shintai. Might as well play that out. So, play that out. Play ECD on Velomachus. I could have also gotten the White Sanctum to tap down Velomachus and make him useless that way. I think this one just works for me, though. Hopefully their opponent doesn't have a big burn spell. Sure, I will mill you a bit. Gives me a little bit of information, maybe even gets a good card out of them. So now we've got Okagachi. Honestly, I might just block with Go Shintai if they make me. Well, yeah, we'll block. I don't think the Shintai's really all that good. It's literally just a card type here that could be useful. I'm a little bit afraid of my life total being not good, so I think we'll start with Sanctum of Stone Fangs. Fruitful Harvest, not too bad. Draw 3 cards, yes please. All the lands. When has this ever not drawn us every land equal to X? Swear to God. Right, so when it attacks, defending player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard. You return that to your hand, and Okagachi made manifest gets plus X, where X is the mana value of that card. So it's a 2 pump at the moment. Not that great, admittedly. But not that bad either. ECD is going to get back some good stuff. So let's swing in with Kyodai, maybe? No, that's probably too greedy. Let's just pass. I was thinking I've got the Kyodai plus the activation, so it's not a good block for them, but I actually kind of want to hit Goldspan Dragon here with Seal Away, and then our opponent's going to spin the wheel, I guess. Trying to get the pressure on to kill me, because they know that in a turn or two it's not going to matter. So before Velamarcus gets to go off, I'm just going to make those treasures less impactful, just in case there's like an extra additional cost they could be paying. Alright, Windfall. Choosing not to cast it because they like the card in hand. They like it so much they conceded. Well, fantastic. That was a pretty good showing for the deck. We got Okagachi out there. He didn't really do anything. But he's all colours, so there is that, I suppose. Yeah, we got a pretty good attacking force coming back at our opponent here. We've got a Drain 5, because this goes off on your main phase, and this searches on your upkeep. So we've got a Drain 5 going, we've got a Draw 5, Discard 1, we've got 5 extra mana, we've got ECD on our main phase, actually. If we stack it, we can reanimate Go Shintai. So this is actually then a Drain 6, Gain 6, Draw 6. That would be 5 Sanctums as well. And then the Sanctum gets the 6th, so all the shrines are doubling. I'm pretty sure. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. Actually, no, because this would go off first, so they wouldn't be double until next turn. Oh god, shrines. There's too much to keep track of. Either way though, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I think my overall verdict on this Shrines deck is it's still a little bit of a meme, just as Shrines has always been. But it's quite a fair bit of fun. I would say that it's pretty obvious from today's video that these enchantment creature shrines aren't really all that impressive. They got some cool art to them though, not gonna lie about that. But yeah, they're really not doing anything terribly important for this deck that it wasn't already doing. So yeah, bit of a meme. You probably don't need to include all of them. I wanted to just so that I'd draw them, and we barely did. So yeah, well, we should have drawn them. We only drew lands with Sanctum. So there is that. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this in the future. We'll be back very soon with some more Magic the Gathering content, so stay tuned for that. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.